Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate support. Guys, a few months ago, we covered the story about a stabbing out there in Eastpoint, Michigan, in which this woman here, Afeni Muhammad, who worked at a McDonald's, stabbed her manager after being sent home for the second or third time, where she felt as though enough is enough. So she went back up there and stabbed this woman. Now, she's been in court multiple times. We've done videos on her. Social media, people have been talking about the social media post she made where she basically was laying out the blueprint of her going back up there and doing something, thus incriminating herself. And people know about her and her situation. Now, one thing's for sure, she's crazy, but I think she's a manageable crazy, or she has controlled craziness, meaning like she's coherent. The big thing is she went to court today and they're trying to get her to take a mental, what's that word? To see if you're mentally fit to stand trial. And they were talking about it in court, so they're pushing a lot of stuff back until she gets this evaluation. They was asking for the judge's approval, but take a look at this, and we'll come back and talk about it, because in this video, I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. We know she's crazy, but do you think, from what you've seen in her social media posts and what she did, that she's competent to stand trial? Competent, not competent. Take a look.
A woman accused of stabbing a McDonald's manager to death in Eastpoint is due back in court today for a key hearing.
Afeni Muhammad faces a charge of first-degree murder in this case. We're going to get out to Noel Friel live for us this evening. Noel, proceedings hit another snag.
Yeah, that's right. Muhammad's criminal case has been pushed back yet again as she undergoes a mental competency evaluation to determine whether or not she's fit to stand trial. At a hearing today, her defense attorney told the judge that a doctor has interviewed her and is now putting together a report with those findings. At the last hearing in this case, her attorney requested the evaluation, even though Muhammad herself objected to it. If she is found mentally incompetent, her attorney explained she'll seek mental health treatment instead of proceeding with the trial, effectively putting the case on pause.
Procedurally here in Michigan, when someone is determined to be incompetent, then they go seek services if the center or the doctor determines or believes that they are able to become competent. And so that's what would happen if the conclusion is that she is incompetent.
And one of the charges that Afeni is now facing is for being a habitual offender. That's because this isn't the first stabbing case that she has been charged in. Coming up tonight at 6, we'll take a look at another case that she pled guilty to that was filed out of a different state. Live in Eastpoint, Noel Friel, Local 4.
All right, unbelievable. We appreciate the work. Thank you, Noel.
The woman accused of stabbing and killing her manager at a McDonald's in Eastpoint was back in court today. Afeni Muhammad is facing first-degree murder, accused of killing 39-year-old Jennifer Harris, a mother of 6. Noel Friel joins us live with the details. And Noel, criminal proceedings against Muhammad could be paused. That's because experts need to determine if she's competent to stand trial.
Yeah, that's right. Muhammad's attorney ordered her to undergo a mental competency evaluation to determine whether she'll be able to understand the charges against her and participate in her own defense. One of the charges she's now facing is for being a habitual offender. We've now uncovered that charge is tied to another stabbing case in another state where Muhammad pled guilty. Loved ones of Jennifer Harris will have to continue to wait for justice as Afeni Muhammad undergoes a mental competency evaluation to determine if she's competent to go to trial.
I knew she was being interviewed, spoken to the doctor. In regards to the time of the report, we leave it to the discretion on when we want to come back.
Muhammad's defense attorney, Joshua Jones, requested the exam. If she's found to be mentally unfit, the case will be put on pause.
Procedurally here in Michigan, when someone is determined to be incompetent, then they go seek services if the center or the doctor determines or believes that they are able to become competent. And so that's what would happen if the conclusion is that she is incompetent.
Muhammad is facing a first-degree murder charge, accused of stabbing Harris to death after an argument where Harris sent her home from work early, appearing to post rantings online about her 2 days before.
She could keep bending belief she wants to, but that is going to catch up to her. Because it ain't funny at all.
And it's not the first stabbing case Muhammad has been charged in. Local 4 uncovered court documents from a case out of Virginia where she pled guilty to unlawful felony wounding in 2022 after an incident where she stabbed her boyfriend during an argument. According to a criminal complaint, she admitted to stabbing him, saying they had gotten into an altercation after her boyfriend learned she had spoken with a male friend about issues in their relationship. She was given a suspended sentence of 4 years, meaning she didn't have to serve any prison time so long as she met several conditions, including 1 year of state-supervised probation and abiding by a protective order. And we have the full details of that case over at clickondetroit.com. Muhammad's attorney expects to have the results of her competency exam in the next few weeks. Her next court date is scheduled for October 8th. Live in Eastpoint, Noel Friel, Local 4.
A case we know you'll be following closely. Noel, thank you.
They're saying they're going to see what's going on with this case, push the case back some for her to take this test. Now, I'm going to bring up 3 points. Before I do that, the lady that was stabbed, her name was Jennifer Harris. She was a mother of 6. May she rest in peace. She was the manager, and she, you know, told this girl to go home and lost her life, which was wrong. Now, I want to talk about 3 things. The first thing is this. We've seen the social media posts and all this other stuff. Do you think she's crazy? I believe she's crazy. And you guys can give your perception in the comment section. I believe she's crazy, but she's a controlled crazy. Meaning, yeah, she do some crazy stuff, but it's almost like when she gets angry or like, even though she was into a lot of goofy stuff. You know what I'm saying? And she was competent when she was doing them TikToks or Instagram posts or whatever. She was competent when she was recording at the McDonald's in the storeroom making videos. She was competent with that. She was competent with them threats that wasn't veiled. They was real. Therefore, why can't she stand trial? She can understand what's going on. They talking about in Michigan that if you are deemed unfit for trial, they put the trial to the side and deal with it another way. That shit is crazy. Seriously. Second thing I want to talk about is this. A woman lost her life, right? This girl's young. The other woman was in her 30s, I think. Late 30s. And a lot of times you got younger people that work with you. You might not take them serious and them, you know, sucking their teeth and stuff like this. And then they leave and go and come back and get you by surprise. I think this is one of them situations. How you going to smile in a woman's face and her kid's face when they come up there and be nice to them? Remember the kids in the interview like, oh, she was always nice to us and smiling, and then take a knife and plunge it into somebody without thinking about their children. See, that's the thing. I think she has tunnel vision. She has this thing where she's crazy and it's a controlled anger. Look at this, the thing in Virginia where she caught a malicious wounding charge. I didn't know it was that recent. They said it was recent. Then I guess she went there, left there and went to Michigan. She stabbed her boyfriend because she went outside the relationship and talked to some guy and told business about the relationship. The guy was upset about it. He came up on her. She just gave him the business. You ain't crazy enough to carry a relationship unless the dude was crazy too. Well, evidently so. He got stabbed and he didn't see all this crazy stuff the rest of us saw in the simple Instagram post she made. Y'all remember that Instagram post she made where she was talking about a house cleaner? She was talking about how dirty the lady's house was and she had a problem with the lady and because the lady was laying around and wouldn't help her clean or something. I'm like, what? Delusional. She has some type of delusional paranoia. But I mean, we'll see how this go. But I mean, it's just upsetting that you have people out here that, let me just say this. Let me say this real fast before I even talk about that. That was even sentence. I shouldn't have brought that up. She's fighting with the lawyer to say, you know, to not take the competency test. I would love to be a fly on the wall when the lawyer's talking to her like, hey, listen, you got to take the test. What you did was, I don't want to say it's crazy. What you did was not normal human behavior. So you got to take the thing. Well, I'm not crazy. I ain't doing it. Hey, we're trying to save you, Afeni. We're trying to save you. Either way, we'll see how this go. Stand by for an update. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Listen, the thing that shocked me the most about this is there are a lot of people out there that this type of stuff was happening. Remember this McDonald's crime happened, then they started coming in droves. Like then another McDonald's situation where a woman shot 2 people that came up there to fight her. I think that was in St. Louis or somewhere around there. And then there was another story where somebody shot up a McDonald's because they was mad because they took too long waiting in line. It's the craziest stuff. But I don't think everybody's crazy that's doing this. It's just people that are just inherently, you know, childish in nature and mind and do this type of stuff. This woman here, I think she's crazy. I mean, it's certified. You know, remember I said people that are crazy act like they not crazy. Her not wanting to take that competency test is proof of that. I think she went in there and around her lawyer was like, yeah, I did it. I did it. I don't care. I did it. And then, you know, our lawyers tell you to lie. Hey, say not guilty. Don't go in there and say that, this and that. We're going to do all the, check all the boxes and different avenues we can to get you off. Of course, you know, a defense lawyer going to try to get you at least the less time they can or get you off if they can. But I think that's a public defender, so she ain't got no damn chance in hell anyway. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Is she crazy enough to not stand competent in trial? Or is she crazy but smart enough to understand what's going on? See you in the next video. Take care.